get like a little bit nervous before I start filming. You got this, girl. You got this, girl. What's up, my beautiful Glamazons? Welcome back to my channel. Of course, today I have a new story time for you because it's what? It's Thursday. Before we get into that, as usual, today's glamour shot of the day is Miss Baby Allison. Hey, girl. Look how cute you look in this picture. Get cute. Look. Thank you so much for being one of my beautiful, amazing, gorgeous Glamazons. I could not do this without you. Your love and support means the world to me. Thank you so much. All right, so as you guys can tell by the title, this is going to be about a time I was tripping balls on edibles. This is in no way endorsing drug usage or anything like that. This was my personal experience, and hopefully you guys will learn from my experience and not do this, because it was by far like the scariest shit that I have ever experienced, and it was really scary. So do not, I cannot emphasize this enough. Do not do this. So I lived downtown. I was 20 years old. I had my apartment and I had my brand new car. I had like a $500 a month car payment, girl. I had rent. I had a really good job. And I was pretty responsible at a really young age. When my mom and I moved here and it was just me and her, I kind of felt like I didn't want to burden my mom, and I saw my mom always worked really hard, and I just didn't want to be an additional burden for her. So I mean, I started working when I was 13, and then I worked again when I was 15, and then from then on I was just working all the time, making my own money, trying to buy my own things. It just made me feel better about myself and made me feel like I was giving my mom a break. Anyways, so during this time I've always had this expectation of myself. From a very young age, I had these goals in mind. You need to have this and this and this done, right? So I never really relaxed, and I never really enjoyed my youth. I was never crazy. I was never like out there. I had like a few party moments, but then I was like right back at work grinding, making my money. I was a very responsible young person. So with that being said, I never really had a whole lot of, let loose moments in my life. And I felt like I came to a point in my life where I just kind of got sick of being so responsible. So I did the dumbest shit you could possibly think of. It actually happened on accident. I was not drugged or anything. I'm going to explain this to you guys, but it did happen on accident. So one day I was living downtown, and I was literally living in the heart of downtown. I was walking distance away from everything. For a person that had a $500 a month car payment, I hardly ever drove my car. And I walked everywhere. I walked to school, I walked to the mall, I walked to my job. I was like within walking distance. And downtown Denver, I've mentioned this place before, but if you go downtown Denver, there is this place called the 16th Street Mall, and it is on 16th Street. So it's this long street, and it literally has like all of the stores that you would find in a mall, Forever 21, the Nike store, all kinds of places, right? It has like a ton of restaurants, and it's really fun. Like, it's super festive in the winter, super fun in the summer. All of the parades and stuff happen right there. So it's a super poppin' spot, okay? Like, my bank was on the 16th Street Mall. I could go shopping for clothes all the time. I loved living downtown. One day, I think I was really stressed out about something, and I want to say it was work related. I don't remember exactly what I was stressing out about, but it was like the end of the fucking world, and I was stressing out. I walked so much back then. Like, I was in good shape because I walked everywhere. And walking was always really therapeutic for me. I would just put in my headphones and just take off walking and just clear my head and whatever. So that was my intention, was to just go for a walk, go to my bank, and just clear my head for a second, because I was really stressed out about something. And I remember thinking, man, I shouldn't be this young and stressing out. Like, why can't I just, be like these other young kids, and, I should just take some time for and I was just kind of getting really tired of stressing out. I was full on adult status at 20 years old, and that's a lot for someone that young to take on, and so I remember feeling like up to here, like I was so stressed out. So I put in my headphones and I'm walking, and I'm just clearing my head or whatever. I stopped at the bank. Now, on 16th Street Mall, there are light rails that come to the 16th Street Mall, and they travel north and south. And you will see a ton of college students traveling and standing right there on 16th Street Mall waiting for the light rails, right? I was walking down 16th Street and I had already stopped at my bank and I was on my way home, and I was walking and I was listening to my headphones and I was just clearing my mind, you know, walking down the mall and, you know, just like window shopping and, you know, just clearing my head. Happened to hear like a part in the song that I was listening to kind of got quiet and I heard my name being called. And I looked up and it was one of my really, really good friends from high school. We will call her Amanda. So Amanda went to high school with me when I was like 16 years old. He was standing next to one of my other friends. He was one of my guy friends. We'll call him Chris. So Chris also went to that same school and I had not seen them in like 4 or 5 years by this point. Wait, yeah, 18. No, yeah, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Your girl's bad at math, okay? You know, I saw them and I was like, hey, what's up? Like, oh my God, it's been forever. How have you been? You know, we're having this conversation. I remember asking her, I was like, what have you guys been up to? And she was like, well, we just hit up this place and got our shit. And she gave me this look. She was like, you know, our shit. And I was like, and then I remembered back in high school, both of them used to be total weed smokers. Like they were not ashamed of it. They smoked weed. That's just the way it was. I was like, oh, okay, all right. So then Chris piped in and he was like, you should see what we got. And I was like, it is weed. Like I've seen weed before. It's just weed. And he was like, no. He was like, we got some edibles. And I was like, what the fuck? Okay, I knew that edibles existed. Like I've heard about pot brownies, right? But at this time, I didn't know that any other type of edibles existed. Like that was a foreign concept to me. So I was like, what do you mean? Like brownies? And he was like, no, not like brownies. He was like, we got gummies, we got some gum, we got lollipop. Are you insane? Are you out of your mind? And he was like, no, seriously. He was like, they have THC in them and they're like edibles and you eat them and you get high. And I was like, oh. He knew that I wasn't a smoker even back then. In high school, I was really scared. 1, 2, my mom would have smelled it all over me. I just didn't fucks with it. It wasn't my thing. So he's telling me about them. He's like, you know, I know that smoking weed has always been super weird for you and you don't want to smoke. He was like, but this is like a really good way to like relax and you're eating it, so it's not going to be like harmful to your lungs or anything like that. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what happened. But in my mind, I was like, you know what? I've really been looking for a release. I really need to relax. I've been through a lot of shit. I have a lot on my plate. I just need a moment, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm a grown-ass woman. I pay my own bills. I'm gonna eat this weed. Really? And I said, do you mind if I have a piece? I was like, you know, I really have been stressing out a lot lately. I was like, my anxiety is through the roof and, you know, why not? I was like, fuck yeah. So he opens up his bag of goodies, okay? And he's like telling me all of this shit that I don't understand about it. And I was like, yeah, whatever. What's gonna be the easiest thing for me to eat? So he pulled up these gummies, okay? And these gummies were orange and they were about this long. And they were like actual gummies, like gummy bears, but they were little blocks. So he gave me one, right? And I was like, cool. So he was like, you know, eat little by little and then you'll start feeling it and you'll be chill. And I was like, okay, whatever. Their light rail was on its way. You could see it down the street. So they were getting ready to hop on the light rail. So, you know, we said our quick goodbyes. We exchanged numbers to stay in touch and, you know, peace out, right? I walked away with this gummy and I shit y'all not, I thought about it for fucking ever. I took off walking. I was just thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. And I was stressing myself out. Should I do it? Should I not do it? I've never done it. Who the fuck cares? Like, you know, just having this debate in my head of whether or not. I just got sick of it. I was like, look, I'm stressing out even about this. Like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. Like I said before, I did not have any background information about this at all. I was stupid as shit and I decided to do this without any background knowledge, without any recommendations, without any knowledge whatsoever about weed at all. Okay? I remembered him telling me to take small bites, right? So I was like, all right. And I'm walking home and I'm just munching on it. Okay, because I remember him saying eat a little at a time. So I was like, all right, cool. So, you know, I thought maybe that was a way for it to, you know, get into my system faster. I don't know what the fuck I thought. I was just like, I'm just gonna sit here and munch on this shit. So it literally tasted like a gummy. Of course it did taste a little bit like weed. It was kind of like, it had a gross aftertaste and I was just like, blech, blech, blech. But I kept eating it. and I felt fine. And I was just munching on it, you know, walking down the street and just fucking munching on it, right? I remember getting about halfway through and I was like, I don't feel shit. Like, this shit sucks. Like, I just don't respond well to weed, I guess. And I was like, man, whatever. So I just kept eating it, right? And the last half of it, I ate in like 4 big chomps because I just stopped caring. I was like, this shit's obviously not working. Whatever. Boop. Ate all of it. I'm walking down the street and I had already eaten the gummy. And I remember walking past, and this is how I knew shit was about to go down. I walked beside this building. There are a ton of huge corporate skyscraper buildings downtown. So I turned a corner and it was towards my apartments, and I was walking past a huge building and they have reflective windows, right? So everything looks like a mirror. And I looked in the mirror and my reflection scared the living shit out of me. I probably look like a fucking crazy person because I legit got so fucking scared when I saw myself in the mirror, and I don't know what about my reflection just shocked the fuck out of me. Like, I just like was like, oh shit, like fuck, I did not expect you there, dumbass. I'm sitting there freaking out by myself in the middle of downtown Denver, and like people passing by are just looking at me all stupid, and I'm like, all right, Nikki, hold it together, like what the fuck. And I just thought I was just being jumpy. I don't know what the fuck I thought. I was like, that was weird. So I kept walking. I heard a ding on my phone, so I pulled out my phone and it was my mom, and my mom was texting me and she was like, hey, I'm in your area. What do you think about us going to dinner? And I was like, heck yeah. Why? Because I started getting the munchies. I just felt instantly hungry. So my mom offering to take me to dinner was like, yes, please, let's go to dinner. So I was like so fucking hungry. So I texted her back and I was like, yeah, I would love to go to dinner with you. She was used to me walking around. She knew that I was somewhere around the city. So when she was like in the neighborhood or wanted to come pick me up, she would ask me what my cross streets were and then would come and pick me up. So she texted me, she's like, all right, where are you at? And so I told her my cross streets and I just stood there. No, not that fucking simple. I started hallucinating so fucking hardcore. It was insane, okay? I was standing by this building and I was waiting for my mom to come, and I legit felt like the fucking floor was moving. Like I felt like we were going slanted like this, and I fell back against the building. I had my back up against this building because I felt like I needed support. The ground was moving, okay? So I was like, what in the hell is happening? And again, this is happening in public in broad daylight in the middle of fucking downtown Denver, and I'm tripping balls from eating this edible, and I'm not even fucking aware of it yet. I haven't processed and thought about the fact that maybe my ass was just really high. I'm sitting there and I'm freaking the fuck out, and I have my back up against this building. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. And I was like, maybe if I just stand real still, it'll stop. Well, the floor stopped moving eventually, and I kind of got my bearings and I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was really weird. So I got my shit together and I like composed myself, and I was like, okay, you're just waiting for your mom. So I decided to go a little bit closer toward the curb so that I could see whether or not my mom was coming. And I kind of stood there for a little bit and shit was just feeling weird. And I saw my mom turning a corner and I saw her car coming down the street towards me. The minute that I saw my mother's car, I was like, oh fuck, I'm high. I realized that very moment that I was high as shit and I was about to get into a vehicle with my mother high as fuck. So I immediately go into like this fake persona, like, get your shit together, you need to act normal, act like ain't nothing wrong, do not let her know that you're high. So of course I'm like avoiding eye contact the whole time. She rolls up and I get in the car and I'm like avoiding eye contact with her. I'm just like, yeah, hi mom, hi, hello. And so she was like, where do you want to go to dinner? Talkative, just talking. She was like, where do you want to go to dinner? Do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? Like, do I was so high that none of what she was saying I was comprehending. I was looking at her lips moving and like no sound was coming out. I could not comprehend what the fuck she was saying, but I like was zoning in and out, and I zoned in and I heard Chili's. So I was like, you know what, Chili's sounds bomb right now. So I heard enough to say, yeah, let's go to Chili's. And so my mom was like, oh, okay, you want to go to Chili's? All right, cool. I'm just trying to hold my whole fucking life together right now in this very moment. Just hold it together. Everything in me was like, okay, I don't want to be high anymore. Stop being high. Yeah, no, that was not working. So I'm trying to like act normal. I was so self-conscious that I was asking myself, how do you regularly act? What is like your regular like voice? Like I was just fucking freaking out. And we finally get to Chili's, right? So we get into Chili's, and it was just getting progressively worse, you guys. Like it was just getting fucking worse and worse and worse and worse. I could not control my emotions anymore. Like I would go from being really sad to laughing hysterically. And I remember I was zoning in and out, right? And I was coming in and out, and I don't know what the fuck was happening. I was really high, like to the point where I thought I was gonna die. I was like, my heart's not gonna be able to stand this. Like I can't right now. Like I'm going to die. I'm not gonna make it. Your girl ain't gonna make it. So I remember us getting seated, and we're sitting at this table, and I remember just I was done, you guys. Like I could not control myself. I could not hold my head up straight. I could not like look in one place for a long period of time. My eyes were continuously darting, and I just was not able to hold even a conversation. And I remember feeling myself so high that I freaked the fuck out and I tapped out. And I told my mom I need to go to the bathroom. And I don't know what I thought I was gonna do. I don't know if I just thought I was gonna splash water. I don't know what, but I needed a timeout. I just needed a fucking timeout. I was acting really weird. And so I was like, I just need to go to the bathroom. I just need to go. So I get up and I start walking towards the bathroom, and I hear my mom getting up behind me. Shit. We don't even make it to the bathroom. We made it to the hallway of the bathroom. And Chili's, usually the lighting is really dim. And I remember it being really like dim and dark. And we were standing by the bathrooms, and my mom grabbed me and looked me right in my face and was like, are you okay? And she was like fucking, her face was like moving like fucking water. And I just remember being like, yeah. And she was like, what's the matter with you? Stop lying to me. You guys, I could not contain myself. I don't know why I thought this situation was so fucking funny, but I busted out laughing like this close to my mother's face. And I'm like laughing, just like full blown having a laughing attack. Like I'm just laughing and laughing, and my mom's just sitting there like, the fuck is going on? Like, what is wrong with you? And she like grabbed me and she was like, Nikki, what's the matter with you? And so I told her in like the dumbest voice, I was like, I'm high. And she was like, you're what? And I was like, I'm high. She was like, off what? And so I was like, well, you know, and I don't remember what I said, to be honest. I kind of was blacking in and out at this point. And but anyway, she got the message. She was like, okay, you're high, you ate something, because I think I said I ate a gummy or something, and she was like, you ate a gummy? She grabs me and we leave the restaurant immediately. I don't remember the whole ride home. I don't remember anything. And then I remember being back at my apartment, in my room, in my bed, and I got so fucking sick. My mom was standing next to my bed, and I was like laying down, and I felt like I needed to throw up really bad. And so I started like, you know, dry heaving, and my mom brought over a trash can, and I threw up, you guys. I threw up my soul and probably a lung. I was throwing up the gummy. I was throwing up like the actual like gummy pieces. My mom was like, you ate so much of that shit. And I was so fucking sick, and I was like already high. I could not comprehend anything, and my mom was like, just go to sleep. You need to sleep it off. Like, it's gonna be fine. You're just tripping right now. Go to sleep. So I knocked the fuck out. I wake up in the morning and I remember bits and pieces and everything is slowly coming back. And then I sit up and I shit you not, the trash can was right next to my bed and it smelled like weed in my entire room. Like the whole room reeked of weed because I basically threw so much of it up. My mom had a discussion with me the next day. Like, she wasn't mad at me, but she was just like, that's not like you. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? She was really mad. One, that I took weed from someone that I don't know that well. Two, that I decided to eat it like an idiot on the streets of Denver. Like, I probably wouldn't have even made it home had it not been for my mom picking me up. We had this really cool talk and my mom and I kind of bonded over this, and she was like, you do not need that shit to relax. She was like, go work out, you know, go do something productive, get your mind off of it. Like, you're still really young, you still do need to have fun and have a work-life balance, you know? My mom was really the true MVP at that moment, and it's just so funny that I made that decision and the person that actually helped me with the consequences was my mother. So mommy, I am so sorry. It was a terrible, and I'm not even just saying that, like, I put myself in a position and consumed something that I didn't know exactly what it was, what its side effects were. I didn't know shit about it, and that was so stupid on my part, and I really suffered the consequences for it because that shit sucked. Like, I am kind of like a control freak. I wasn't in control over my emotions, over like my body, over my thoughts. Like, I just wasn't in control of anything, and it drove me insane. I don't like the feeling. It really fucking sucks. So learn from me, kids. Don't eat an edible. Don't be like Nikki. Like, that was really fucking dumb. So that is the story of the time I tripped balls on an edible. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. I have done my fair share of stupid shit, and this is just one of many. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for checking out all of my videos. Yeah, my videos. Let's just go with that, girl. Thank you guys so much for checking out my videos. It means the world to me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be notified of all of my new videos, especially story times. I have a new story time up on my channel every Thursday, so you can look forward to that. Leave me any comments down below of any video ideas that you guys would like to see, and of course, any experiences that you have had any time that you have tripped balls. And of course, stay safe, stay smart, you guys. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.